Unlike the Prius, which actually isn't all that revolutionary, this new Volt is a huge leap forward. And unlike the Prius, it actually looks like a real car.
It does. The big claim to fame here is that engineers have increased its electric-only driving range up to 53 miles now, which is actually 15 more than the previous generation Volt. And Chevy says that the typical owner will only ever have to buy gas about every 1,000 miles because, of course, they're going to be plugging the car in at home and then using it, typical usage only on electric power. So you're not going to be buying fuel very often, which is the point. Now, speaking of charging, if you're going to use a standard household outlet, it's going to take about 13 hours to fill this battery up. Not very quick. However, if you've got a rapid charger, that number decreases dramatically to just about 4.5 hours.
One of the downsides of the Volt is that it's actually $8,000 more expensive than the Prius. Yeah. But that all starts to make sense once you sit inside and you see this beautiful dashboard. It's just more tastefully done than the Prius, and I love this dashboard interface for the infotainment system. It's easy to use, easy to do stuff like pair your Bluetooth phone or find a radio station. It's just a nicer place to spend time.
The display is crystal clear, very high resolution, very nicely done. Very tasteful interior too. This is like a grown-up car versus a spaceship, which is what the Prius looks like. You also can get 4G LTE connectivity in here, which GM offers in a variety of its vehicles, of course, and that means you can be out on the road and never without Wi-Fi access for better or for worse, because maybe you don't always want to be working.
It's not always a good thing.
Let's talk technical bits for a minute. So once your battery pack is depleted, you can still drive the Volt because you've got something known as a range extender, and in this case, it's a 1.5-liter gasoline 4-cylinder engine. Along with that, the rest of its drivetrain includes a 2 electric motor arrangement, and it's all good for about 149 horsepower, which isn't that much, but it's the torque that counts. That's what you really feel when you're accelerating, and the Volt has 294 pound-feet, and it punches at 0 RPM practically. So this car really scoots at like around town velocities. But how else do you find the drive?
It's great in the city, but on the highway, it lacks some of that extra power you need to pass slower moving vehicles. So it takes a bit longer. But one of the things that I love about the Volt is how it just feels like a regular car when you drive it. The steering's got a nice heavy weight to it. The regen brakes aren't too grabby, and they're not too intrusive at all. It just drives like a regular car, and I think that's a huge bonus.
Yeah. And the visibility is pretty good. It's not quite as open and airy as the Prius, which is like a cathedral, but it's with the stylish body that you've got in the Volt, a little bit less glass, but you can still see out of it. It's not awful. It's not like the Camaro. So this new Volt takes everything that was great about its predecessor and builds upon it. You know, it looks way better. You get more range, and its interior is way nicer, and I particularly love this test car with this sort of peanut butter colored plastic. It looks very rich, and I just want to grab a spoon and take a bite. Creamy peanut butter, my favorite thing.
I like crunchy myself.
What? No.